Today I have 25 hours to turn this drawing into this painting. Let's make it happen.
As a kid, I absolutely loved to draw, but I never did the conventional way.
Well, I suppose I did, but it looks something like this. Yes, stick figures were my specialty. That's kind of sad when I say it like that. I promise I'm not crazy. Just like many of you, I've been drawing stick figures since I was a kid. What's unique is these pages are not just random colors or lines. Well, right now to you all they may be, but they actually tell a story. In fact, it's a story I've been working on for a decade. Yes, a decade. Many of you may have already noticed the pattern with these pages. Yes, there's many different colors. Wrong. Here's the secret. These drawings are actually inspired by some of my all-time favorite animes and video games as a kid. Can you guess which? Dragon Ball Z is one of my all-time favorite animes ever. Ever since I was a kid, I used to always come home and watch it. I collected pretty much everything, and it's heavily inspired most of my drawings. In fact, one of my earliest memories of drawing these characters is actually when the movie Dragon Ball Resurrection of F came out in 2015. Now, over the years, I've incorporated other genres and games into it, such as Halo, and even Pokemon. Yeah, they kind of look like deformed monsters and characters. They also look like they have rabies. I don't know, it wasn't my finest design, but it helped inspire what I do now and what I do today. Also, it helped inspire my passion for drawing. With all that being said, I'm fairly confident I can make the greatest anime ever. However, it would almost certainly be purely copyright. I'm also trying to stay away from trouble.
Welcome back to your daily news. For today's news story, YouTuber and Boston University student Gabriel Lugo has been taken into custody on accounts of plagiarism against anime studios in Japan. Here is a live look at the scene.
Alright, you're under arrest. You're violating all the codes. You're under arrest. Let's go.
Listen, it was just copyright. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, you gotta go. You gotta go. Let's go.
I was just making stick figures, that's all.
Let's go. Let's go, buddy. You're under arrest.
What the
I think it's time I try something new. A new form of art I can call my own, because clearly that didn't work.
As you know, I only have 25 hours to complete this challenge. Therefore, I want to spend my time wisely so I can get the best outcome possible. I'm going to be dividing the time within the 25 hours into segments. Here are the list of segments you'll be seeing in the video.
That really is the fun part of this whole technique.
Anna, teach me art.
Everything you know about art, throw it away. You have the best teacher right here for this. I'm going to teach you the proper elements to produce art, such as preparing your canvas, sketching, lines, shapes, and color. All of these elements come together in harmony to create beautiful artwork. Take a look.
Okay, Gabriel, before you learn the basics, you gotta have materials. What materials do you have?
Good question. Well, oh, it's the wrong way. Hold on. Good question. So we got these, plus have some other art supplies. So that should be everything, right?
Perfect.
First, let's start off with drawing lines. This is our basic, most important step. Lines can create shapes, and all different types of techniques can be used within drawing. Now, Gabriel, I want you to draw a straight line.
Alright, so you said draw a line, right? Okay.
What was that?
Gabe.
Yeah,
Now, I also want you to draw a curvy line.
Okay, so curved line. Okay.
And these are our main two lines that are going to be used in shape drawing and regular drawing. Now, take those lines and turn them into basic shapes. I want you to draw a circle, square, and a triangle.
okay, a circle. Now, drawing a circle, most people find very difficult, including myself. Yeah, that's not really a circle, but I did it. Rectangle. Whoops. Okay, I kind of drew the rectangle onto the circle, but that wasn't so hard.
Gabriel, that looks great. Okay, now let's use these basic elements to create a basic sketch of a person.
After watching Anna's amazing demonstration, I decided to give it a try, and I spent some time working at it. Well, actually, only a few minutes. Yeah, I don't know if you're ready to see what I did.
Awesome, let's see your final product.
Alright, if you say so.
What the heck is
What
that?
do you think? You like it?
Gabriel, are you kidding me?
Huh? What'd you say? You know, I don't know what happened. I guess
Anyway, this can be harder than I thought. Let's come back to the step later, and let's move on to our next step. Mine works on helping you with that last step. Let's move on to our next step, the art museum. I'm here at the MFA Boston that is known for some of the most beautiful paintings ever, and I think it's gonna help me further my skill as an artist. This museum is incredibly beautiful, and it helped to serve as a great inspiration for my new artistic canvas. I spent my time walking around the museum, seeing what I can learn from, and sketching various paintings with my notebook and pencil. I went from room to room and floor to floor looking at all types of paintings and painting techniques to see which best suited me the most. Each room had a unique set of paintings from different time periods and artists. This museum is incredibly huge, and you can actually get lost in here. Did I get lost? No. Did I almost get lost? Yes. Eventually, I ended up in this really huge room with all sorts of paintings. I went around looking at each one to see if any stood out to me. Some of these paintings are, well, interesting. Nevertheless, I kept on sketching and trying my best to see what I could come up with. And this is what I got so far. On a side note, it's almost like this museum is foreshadowing something for the future. It'll make sense in the future, I promise. As time continued, I eventually found my way to one of the most notable and famous artists throughout history, that being Pablo Picasso. This painting right here is very unique. Therefore, I'm gonna sketch it. I think it would be the perfect test to represent what I learned in my trip to the art museum. So, step aside, Picasso. Here's the better version of this painting. Yeah, so far I'm stuck between glorified stick figures and glorified objects. But I do feel like I learned something new. Despite my shortcomings, I learned some new tricks and styles by doing this. I still have a lot of time left, roughly 23 hours remaining. It's time to get back to step 1 with Anna. Alright Anna, I'm back.
Did you just cut me off? Where did you go? Anyway, while you were gone, I was sketching this drawing.
That's actually really cool. No, I actually like that. That's actually really sick. Was that what you're gonna teach me? Pause. That is our third step. It is character design, and that is what we're gonna be working on right now. Unpause.
Did you just
Let's
pause
get
me?
started.
So basically what I did is I already pre-drew the outline of Goku. But for the main step, you want to create an outline. This is to help organize and keep in the back of your mind where your figure is going to be, how it's going to stand, how it's going to look, and all the features that it needs to have. It doesn't have to be detailed because you will add those at the end. Now to start off, I'm going to color the skin color of Goku within the outlines, and you could shade it in after, or you could create a flat base of one color and then add different colors at the end. Now we're going to create clothing, which is his signature colors, which is white, blue, and orange. And we're going to use these in trying to create a similar type of fabric, which looks airy and flowy on his character. And we want to simulate that in his drawing, which was getting the perfect shade of yellow, that golden tone, and also adding a few highlights in there to create the texture. After that step, I used a golden yellow tone to create the hair. So that's basically what I did, and this is a simple recap of this simple drawing.
Thanks for the demonstration, Anna. I'm gonna take that to heart.
Okay, Gabe, good luck.
I still have a lot of time left. I have about 22 hours remaining. Also, yes, if you're wondering, I am kneeling. Yeah. So with that being said, I want to move into my third segment. I still feel I need a lot more experience from turning my glorified stick figures into
A painting.
and I have time left to do so. So the perfect thing I think to move into next would be to learn from one of the biggest platforms on the internet that has all sorts of genres. Yes, YouTube.
And for the next 7 hours of this challenge, that is exactly what I did. I spent my time vigorously searching through YouTube to help me. I watched many videos, and I started to come up with an idea for how the final painting may look and started to sketch it. So I wanted to do something unique for this painting that would make it stand out from the others. And I decided what better way to do so than to add a giant YouTube symbol in the middle of the painting. But then as I was drafting it, I thought it may look better up top, but again, that's a problem for later. With only a pencil or two and a dream, I even began to experiment with the character designs as well. I wasn't sure exactly which character I wanted to utilize in this painting. As you can see, I ultimately decided that I think it'd be really cool if I could Goku instead, and maybe something a little bit more up to date, I guess. So I think it'd be really cool to utilize Goku and Jiren from the Tournament of Power.
The thing about drawing is it could be really fun, but incredibly time consuming because I do see some improvement. I'm pretty happy about it, but I mean, for the most part, I've just been here drawing away. And as you can tell here, I've already gone through an entire eraser on a pencil. So you're not defined by your mistakes, but you're measured by your outcomes. Let's keep going.
You know the saying, time flies when you're having fun. Well, time was not flying, it was running. It was shocking to me to see how much time passed me by during this time.
Man, where does the time go? It seems like I've been here for a while. The sun is starting to set. Oh, they finally turned on the lights. How fun.
As time continued to tick down, I began to figure out the exact way I wanted to draw Goku and Jiren. At first, I had some difficulty, but once the shape is there, it becomes way easier. I then utilized the remaining time in the 7 hours to further detail these characters as Anna had taught me to. I started off detailing Jiren. He was actually quite easy for me to draw, and I seemed to get him down the first try. Goku, on the other hand, gave me a bit more trouble, detailing wise and drawing wise. He was a bit more challenging, but nevertheless, I got it done. I even decided to draw a second Jiren and a second Goku to be utilized later. I'm so amazed that in just 7 hours, I was able to turn basic shapes, lines, and shading on this white canvas into these really cool characters. I'm really proud of this so far. But there's certainly a lot more work that I need to do and that I gotta put into it. But I think we're on the right track. I mean, it's looking better than stick figures. I have spent 10 hours in my day from midday to evening working on perfecting my artistry. Therefore, I think I'm ready for the final step of my education into the art world. Who better than Bob Ross to be my final teacher? Technically, this is still YouTube, but Bob Ross is very iconic and makes some of the most beautiful and colorful paintings ever. Just like these.
And we'll add a little bit of that here and there. And with that, we can go up here and we'll make some little tree trunk indications. Since there's blue in it and green in it, we can go right in the yellow. It's a happy little bush that lives right there. Right along here, we'll just touch.
To help me put a bow on this painting, I watched The Joy of Painting for roughly 3 hours while painting. I even picked up on a few new cool techniques.
Let's wash the old brush. I like to wash this brush. It's a lot of fun. There we go, shake off the excess. And beat the devil out of it.
Well, most importantly, this helped me to realize which colors work best with my painting. Initially, I was unsure what I should do for the background. I thought about keeping the background white or making it black, but I decided on gray. I think it looks really nice. For Jiren, I wanted to use warm colors because of his depiction in the anime. In addition, with Goku, I wanted to use cooler colors. I think that represents their fury and tranquility, respectively. This created a really cool contrast. As the time got later, I kept on painting as much as I could. I filled in character designs and so on. I don't know, Bob Ross's voice is very soothing. Plus, I find his description of colors to be amazing. It's almost like you can just fall asleep.
And beat the devil out of it.
Yes, that was a recreation of my legit reaction. I lost 8 hours, but at least I got a full night's rest. I'm 21 hours into the challenge and I have 4 hours left to finish this painting and to put my skills finally to this test. 4 hours is a lot of time, but when you're a beginner like myself, it's gonna take a while. However, I have all the components I need to make one of the best paintings ever. Do you all think I'll be able to do it in this time? Let me know down below. I'll see you all soon. Today, I have 25 hours to turn this drawing into this painting. It is finally done. It's 25th hour. With that comes the conclusion to our 25-hour experiment on how well I turned glorified stick figures into, well, a painting. I was hard at work doing everything I could to maximize the time I had left. For a second there, I thought I might not even cut it, but luckily, that's not the case. Instead, it is finally time to show you all what I've learned in these 25 hours and unveil the final painting for the video. I know you all have been waiting to see what this looks like. Without further ado, check out the final painting. So cool, right? I actually loved how the colors came out. I think the character designs look really cool and all the unique colors. For the most part, for the time I had and for the time I was given, I think this is really great. Also, you may be wondering why the top half is unpainted. That was actually intentional. I thought it looked pretty cool and gave a kind of manga, rustic look to the painting. And also, it's totally not because I ran out of time. You know, it's really crazy for me to think I went from this to this in just 25 hours with little to no prior art experience, apart from these. I suppose that shows that you can do anything if you set your mind to it. Just sacrifice sleep, food, water, and your social life. Yeah. And with that being said, now comes the conclusion to this 25-hour painting. However, there's something I did not tell you all until now. Take a look.
Breaking news. The MFA in Boston has been infiltrated and a painting has been put up in one of its art galleries by an unknown individual. Local authorities are notified and on alert. Wait, just in. We are getting a live feed from inside the MFA.
That's right. Let's make it happen.